So now that you know the specific code for reading in, let's put it all together here in one big sheet here. So steps for reading in from a file. So number one is identify the types that you're going to be, well, reading from in the data. So because again, the data file is not going to be a mystery. You really do need to literally look at it, see what the possibilities are, and go from there. This one happens to be reading 2 strings from basically every single line. So you're going to see highlighted in green there, it's going to be reading in 2 strings. I bet first and last are strings somewhere. Yep, there it is at number 1. Identifying the variables you'll be reading. Number 2, go ahead and declare. That's what's first and last. Then open the file for input, which is being highlighted right now. Check to see if the file was open, because otherwise we want to get the heck out of there pretty quickly. You're going to read the data, and then we're going to go ahead and close the file. Or I should say display gathered information values, values for information. Just it's good to do that. That's why I have a debug statement there, just to make sure everything's good to go. Then you really, between steps 6 and 7, that's where all your manipulation is really going to happen. Also, by the way, in reality, this particular code is only going to end up reading 1 line, and that's Xavier, and I forget the last name, Purita, forgive me, but it's only going to read 1 line. Now, that's fine, but I bet you're probably going to want to read a lot more than just 1 line. We'll get into that here in a minute, but I think you can realize we're going to end up using loops. But this is the overall structure that we're going to need in order to accomplish our tasks and applications that we're about to develop. So you have a problem. Use all of the information I gave to you on the previous page. Notice I'm giving you the text file. So when you're doing this, you're going to create your normal CPP code, and then you're going to create a very simple text file. They need to be in the same directory. It's going to have that information, name it whatever you want. But anyway, I want you to go ahead and read, and it is going to be different, the code that you're generating, because we are worried about different types this time. Make sure you go ahead and display it, read the line, and we'll go from there, and I'll show you the answer here in a bit. So here's everything we laid out. Notice I did it in steps just like I gave the procedure for you last time on the bigger problem here. The other thing that's really been different on this one is number 2, is because I can look at the file, I know what I'm about to read in, I know the data types for every one of them, I went ahead and declared all the different types for what I'm about to read in from the file. So that's number 2, is really pretty different than last time because it was just 2 strings. But then when I'm doing the reading really isn't any different than what we did with CN. It's just in file instead. And then I'm matching. We've got 2 highlights here. The first one's going to be an integer. The second item in the file is going to be an integer. The next one's going to be a character. And the last one is going to be a string. So notice, excuse me, the order does matter. So it's really important that we have that order matter as well, just like we had. Oh, and by the way, I'm just showing you, I could have done that all in 1 line too. Either one, frankly, eventually, when we get to loops in this, you'll probably want to do that line next. But still, everything's said and done. That's it. Don't forget to close it. We'll go from there.